Hey, what's up? My name is Kate. I'm a licensed counselor and makeup artist. I love chatting about makeup, applying it, talking about my life and psychology. So if that sounds interesting, I hope you'll subscribe. And today I'm talking about some goals that I have for my eyeshadow palettes in 2026. So let's get started. I have in front of me 33 eyeshadow palettes, and one of my goals is to declutter, as I will likely be moving sometime this year. And so I will link my video where I go through all my palettes. There were 38 of them, and I've since decluttered down to 33. So I think I might be able to let go of a little more just makeup in general before July when my lease is up. So that is one of my goals. The other goal is to rotate through my palettes better because I would get stuck in just using one and kind of neglect all the other ones. And so I've been shopping my stash every time I do my makeup for like the past month or two, which I think is going really well. It's really pushing me to really choose each time, and if I want to use the same thing over and over multiple times, then that's great. One such palette that I use over and over again is the Lorac Soleil palette. I just love the tones in here, this whole row of boring beiges for work, and then I love filling in my brows with this warm deep brown. I love the formula on these. The mattes are nice and pigmented, kind of powdery, and then the shimmers are really impactful. So I have to kind of like force myself not to use this one over and over again. But I'm due for use. I'm due for using it. I use this one pretty often too, the Makeup by Mario. It took me a while to warm up to this palette with the cool tones, but I really like this blue-gray shade, and then filling in my brows with this deep shade, and then each one of these light shades, even though they look similar, has kind of like a different taupey, cool-toned tone to it, kind of grayish and grungy colors, so I really enjoy just like blending out a smokier color with one of those shades. Okay, another goal I have is to get some good wear on the pans, especially pans that I already have good wear on. So my Natasha Denona midi palettes, I have 3 of them, and I've mixed all the shades together. I have no idea what any of the shades are. I know some of them like my favorites, so um, really to appreciate like the beautiful, stunning finishes on some of these. And some shades like this one that I already have some good wear in the pan. This one that I've done my brows with, this kind of cream to powder shade has a big dip in it, so I like that. This, my Christmas, or my snowy nails, I love that. This Mia shade has some good wear, so just to appreciate and love on some of the things that I've already loved on, this cream to powder shade has a good dip in it too. So I love those. I don't want to neglect other things, but if I don't know what to wear, I can just choose something like that that already has some good wear on it. Use as many shades as possible is another goal. So I'm looking for a good example. So much color theory and artistry goes into creating these color stories, I'm sure, and like I only reach in and use 1 or 2 shades, but I bet I could make a beautiful look. I love combining warm tones and cool tones in the same look, so I could go in with like this warm brown and then deepen it with this cool tone brown, and then maybe use some green or something, or maybe this one of these 2 deep shades in the outer corner, and then on the lid I could use like maybe some purple on the edge of the lid, and then this one all over, and then this in the inner corner. You know what I mean? Not necessarily no pan left behind, but definitely like utilizing the color story that someone worked really hard on, and I only use like a few things. This one has a really nice gradient that makes it kind of obvious which colors to use. Haven't really used that very much. Some of these color stories are so random that I don't really know what to do, like this Profusion Ethereal palette. The shades are scattered throughout the palette, and I do have some good wear on. Oh no, not this one, it's the other Profusion that I've had some good wear on, but this one maybe a little bit. So like dipping into this one, I don't always know what to do because there's so many different colors, but I'm sure I could really get creative, and I bought this because I find the color story inspiring. So I'd like to push myself, especially on days that I'm not working, that I'm just filming or making some crafts. I shouldn't say not working, not seeing clients. I tend to make more conservative makeup choices on days that I am in my most professional role, but I do have two other businesses, and so I get to be more creative in like my crafting business. Like I wore like this lime green eyeshadow to like a Halloween craft show that was really fun. So in that same vein, play with color when I'm able to. I wrote low buy unless it fills a hole in my collection. I made an image where it's all 38 palettes open, collaged into one image, and that's been really helpful to look at before I do my eyeshadow because I'm not going to sit there and open every single palette, but just to see like what I have. For example, try to pick out the correct one. Yes, so the Mothership Divine Rose. This is a beautiful taupe and mauve. Okay, I literally said mauve in my last video and like, who am I? What is that? But so this is exactly the kind of like cool tone color story I enjoy in winter. And I could easily have worn this today, you know what I mean? So I just need to remember to reach into this because I have it. And that's like, I don't necessarily have a number of palettes I want to stay at, but I just don't want to have so much more than I can keep in my mind and remember that I have at one time. Although if I see something that like I love so much, I'm probably will get it. I don't actually buy palettes that very often, or maybe that's just what I'm telling myself. Use makeup removers on here. I do. I just bought makeup remover, so I'd like to make sure I really clean everything off at the end of the night. Use glitter glue and lashes. So I have those things. I want to like um, make more of an effort to use them. And I love how Teresa is Dead does her makeup where, for example, I would take this color all over the lid, or maybe even like this darker color all over the lid, then apply the NYX glitter glue and then go in with like a shimmer shade on top of that. Like this one's very opaque, but some of the shimmer shades are more sheer, and so it would give like a really pretty effect. Maybe like this one, like some of these Super Shock shimmers are more sheer that could go on top of any of these colors to get like a really different look. So those are my goals for my eyeshadow palettes this year. Leave me a comment, let me know. Do you have some panning goals this year or just goals for how you want to use your makeup in general? Thanks so much for watching.